So we're here with my dear friend, very old friend, Mr. Matt.
Less than a very.
He's back, supported every single one of our events. And I'm so honoured to have him as a friend. And he's so loyal. And Catherine met Matt now, haven't you? You came to the Watford event.
Yes. We have indeed, yes, yeah.
Our set. And now he's back supporting us on our third and maybe final podcast-a-thon, but never say never. Matt, Matt Nelson, hello.
Hello. I'll always support you.
I know you will.
Because you're doing good stuff.
Thank you.
You're doing, yeah.
So here we are.
Very, very good stuff. And needs to be done. Things need to be said.
Yeah.
At the moment, and it's really not on, and it's just going over so many people's heads.
Mm.
You know, and people are busy. People have got stuff to do. I'm busy. I've got stuff to do, but I don't know. It's just sort of gripped me. It's like, hold on a minute. It's just too much. It's too far. And then once you sort of catch on to what's going on and you know, the bad stuff, you can't let it go.
No, it just gets worse, love, doesn't it? From that point on, once you realise it, it's absolutely everywhere, and it's unavoidable.
Well, I think a lot of people just don't believe the extremities of what's happening. You know, not the whole world isn't all doom and gloom, but this infiltration or whatever it is that's going on, it's actually mind blowing. Some of it, you know, and I'm a very positive person in general, you know, and to see some of what's going on, you know, and the indoctrination and the whole sex education thing, it's just why?
Exactly. Why? That's really about why. Ask people why.
Exactly. Well, we know why, don't we? Because the last taboo is the acceptance of paedophilia and incest, and that is exactly where we are right now. And we can see it go. Even the UN, I don't know if you saw it, Matt, last week, they decriminalised consensual sex between adults and minors. And this was our point. See, I remember I was saying to you in the first podcast-a-thon about them teaching consent to little kids. That was the reason. You don't teach consent to little children when it comes to this. You teach them a flat-out no. You don't teach them negotiation skills.
So you start seeing the path of where it's going. I did see something about that. Yeah. So it's okay now if the child consents. Is that what you're saying?
So a 3-year-old says it's okay for Uncle Jimmy to be touching them. That's okay if Uncle Jimmy asks.
So it's just backtracking now, really, isn't it? Because the laws are there not to stop people who are consenting doing stuff, but the laws are there because if you're under a certain age, it's deemed that you're not actually responsible. You don't really know what you're consenting to. You know, you're not old enough to have that understanding, which is why the laws are there. So.
But they've been a bit dodgy for a while now. I don't know if, I mean, it's quite obvious.
A few decades.
Yeah. And that was from Alfred Kinsey, mind. It was him who changed the law on, well, it wasn't him personally, but his science changed the laws surrounding sex and sexuality. So it was him who started it. And this is why you'll often see, like, say, you know, a pot dealer, right? Or, you know, weed dealer getting 10 years for having a cannabis farm, and a paedophile gets off with community service and £100 fine. This is the type of crap that is, you know, and it's very difficult to prosecute anyway on things like this because it's he said, she said, and they use that. But if they're going to sneak in that little, but they say it's okay, then we haven't got a hope in hell, because the groomers are loving this. They're absolutely loving it.
Well, it's all designed. It's all designed. You know, we're going to give kids kids' rights.
That's what they go,
kids, so they're giving kids these rights, and we know it's wrong. The child cannot consent to these certain things. And then it's the other thing that gets me the most is the push on the younger generation, because they're not so fussed about what the secondary school kids are going to do. Yeah. I mean, it's bad enough, but it's the push on the little ones. To me, that is what should be making everybody freak out more than anything, because
they're the easiest ones to influence. So I guess that's what it's all about.
And by the time they get to secondary school, they'd already be desensitized to it all anyway and think it's normal. So that's why It's frightening, Lou, but it is absolutely, and you're right, everybody should be going nuts now.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the reason, if that's why this whole story hour thing is going on, is to get them used to that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's if that's right, then it sort of falls into place.
Well, it made me laugh the other day. It didn't make me laugh, but they say, so you've got the likes of Peter Tatchell and other people saying, right, this drag time story hour thing is only relatively new, isn't it? And the excuse was this, and I just thought, what a piss poor excuse. They said the reason they've got drag queens reading to little children is because children can't concentrate properly and they get bored otherwise. Right then, so how on earth did we manage from the beginning of time till 2023 without them? Do you know what I mean? Like, none of us three needed a drag queen to read to us to teach us how to read. Nobody ever did before now, but that's the excuse that they're trying to justify it then, and why they're bringing it in.
It's just an excuse, isn't it? Why don't you put a clown there? If you need entertainment, there you go. Have clown hour.
Exactly.
It's quite simple, isn't it? So no one in their right mind is going to fall for that.
No.
For adults, so it's not something that I particularly find entertaining, but I'm a lot of adults find that sort of thing entertaining, and fair enough. It's all good, but for young children,
nobody had an issue before. Nobody had an issue with drag queens until they started coming after the children.
No one would have protected their children. Said, "Oh, you can't look at that," or whatever. But when you're chucking it in front of their faces, and some of the clips we've seen, on our screens of the sort of type of dancing and moves that are going on, it's just. It's
highly inappropriate.
The point? There's got to be a point, and obviously the point is the point they're making is there's darkness behind it. I'm sure. Who was the woman? Was it Mary Whitehouse?
Yeah, Mary Whitehouse.
Or Woodhouse? Or Woodhouse was it?
Woodhouse was Barbara Woodhouse was the.
That was the doggy ones, wasn't it?
And Mary Whitehouse was that. And the thing is, you also, I mean, if you look back years and years ago when you got those clubs like this, just linked to music. You got music, big clubs. You got the Ibiza weekends.
Yeah.
I mean, there was uproar at a time when Manumission were putting on their kind of sexy dancing shows and stuff. Stage, there was absolute uproar. You wouldn't dream of taking your child into Manumission to see that. No. They're taking it into a private, enclosed public libraries.
I was there at Manumission. I was at the back thinking, "What's going on?" Soft me nut. I couldn't sleep properly.
That's basically what's happening. So do you know what I mean? They're talking about masturbation in the classrooms. They're having drag queens strutting their stuff up and down. Do you know what I mean?
Well, some of them, we've seen them. Three of us here have definitely seen some of these videos where the drag queens are going into not even story hour. I don't know what it's like, a rave or something they call it. And these drag queens, right, have got like a thong on, right? They cock and bollocks are pretty much hanging out or whatever, right? Gyrating around in front of children. Now, if I did that as a female, if I went into a library, right, with some nipple tassels on and a thong and started gyrating around in front of children, I'm pretty sure I'd be arrested, mind, and rightly so.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's all right with them because a man's dressed up as a woman doing it.
But they get a police escort. They get a police escort.
Yeah, they do.
Well, this is the other thing. I made a comment the other day or a couple of weeks ago, was that why would the local councils be going to so much effort to actually bother with a police escort and police protection for these people, and then rushing them in and out the back doors of these venues or libraries, whatever it is? Why would they be doing that and making such a point and such an effort to do that? Why wouldn't they just say, "Oh, look, that's not working. A lot of people don't like it. Let's do something else." So there's something behind it. But I was going to say about Mary Whitehouse, when we used to laugh at her when I was growing up, it was quite a bit of a joke, even in my family with mum and dad and that. And it's like, oh no, not her again. But she was, as far as I remember, she was complaining about swearing and like just really, really sort of, hardly any offence sort of stuff at all. And then here we are, we've got the authorities sticking up for kids having, adult bits
thrown in their face,
waved around in front of them. Yeah, it's just.
And there was one as well I saw. It was in America, but we know the same thing is happening over here. And this little girl must have been maybe 4 or 5, something like that. And there was like a room full of adults, and there were drag queens in there as well. And this little girl, right, was dancing in she had copied the drag queens, right? So she was dancing really provocatively, while the adults in the room, every single one of them should be arrested as far as I'm concerned, were cheering her on, clapping and giving her money. It's a 5-year-old child, mind. I was like, I can't believe we're at that stage. And funny, we used to mention Mary Whitehouse because we used to take the mick as well, right? And she was considered like a prude. And
exactly. Yeah, that was my point. Yeah.
And since I've been doing this, I've been called a Mary Whitehouse, and I'm like, all right, fine, I don't care. I'd rather be her than be some deviant pervert thinking that this is all completely normal. Do you know what I mean?
Teaching their kids about lap dances and stuff like that.
You guys remember, like with Brookside, back on Brookside, you had Beth Jordash, that was the first lesbian kiss. I think she played by Anna Frail. I remember that, yeah, and that was all a big thing on the telly, wasn't it? Kiss ever on television, and there was absolute uproar.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I must have been quite young.
Produce any TV, like you can't look at any television program without seeing the gay, lesbian, LGBT agendas being put in.
Oh no, they make a point of it now, don't they?
Had our values completely taken away, and what this country was founded on, and that's what breaks my heart.
I don't give a flying fuck about people's sexuality. Then do what they like, but not to the kids.
But behind closed doors,
kids need
closed
doors, behind doors.
Kids need to grow up. Kids need to grow up. Yeah. They need to grow up, and they're not. They're certainly not able to make their own minds up from an early age, but not from a really early age. And they're so influential. We all know that.
We've
all been young. We've all been teenagers. We've all got into trouble.
Exactly. And they're aware of that, and that the people who are pushing this know exactly how to influence a child. Do you know what I mean? Because our brains are not fully developed until mid-20s, mind, like 25. And the last thing to develop is the prefrontal cortex, which is the bit responsible for evaluating risk, reward, and danger, which is why we make so many mistakes when we're teenagers. You know what I mean?
And there's also a big difference between seeing it and having it shown to you by what you see as responsible adults and authority as well. So we go through stages. I learned a bit about this a few years ago. We go through certain stages, and you have pivotal moments. There's like normally 2 or 3 as you grow up. One's sort of around 6 or 7, and then you've got another point a couple of years after, and a couple of years after, that can really change your life. But if you're sort of you get sort of a shock or something that really sort of sticks in your mind, that can change your outlook forever.
It can rewire the brain, literally.
And your biggest influence is authority, like parents, of course, but authority like teachers and when you're getting stuff like that shown to you by these people who you look up to, and you think, oh right, if it's all right by them.
Yeah, and that's how you change society. It's exactly how you change society's attitudes and behavior. And we've seen it over the years, over the decades. It's got gradually worse. And you wouldn't think, even like 10 years ago, if we'd had this conversation 10 years ago, we'd all be like, what are you on about? This is not even 5
years ago.
5. Yeah.
Like I say, we can see it. Anyone can see it all. Kids used to find all sorts of magazines and all sorts of stuff that you shouldn't be looking at, and TV programs, films, or whatever. But that's very, very different to what we've seen with this. This is an agenda.
Oh yeah.
And it ain't.
What about on the music scene, Matt? I mean, are people, I know you don't obviously go out and talk about this, but do you, just in the background, do you ever pick up on conversations from other people in the music industry that something isn't going quite as planned? Are people waking up within?
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, I mean, over on my Telegram page, the general thing is everyone seems to, I know it's my page there, but everyone seems to sort of agree pretty much on the same lines. But yeah, going out and about around the rave scene and the dance music scene, I don't hear anyone really supporting this stuff. You might get 1 or 2 one or two people that you can actually tell that they're very sort of a very, very far left wing. Nothing wrong with a a bit in the middle or a bit left and right, but very far left wing. They'll support everything, like your Ukraine, your jabs, your COVID, your lockdowns. They'll support anything like that comes up. But apart from the very few, no, and it's goes back to the whole suppression of information and people getting blocked on social media and deplatformed and stuff. For me, it all comes back round to that, because if everyone could see everything and everyone was open to speak, I'm sure this wouldn't be
to make their own choices of what
it was much of a problem. Yeah,
it wouldn't be a problem.
And it's actually quite sneaky as well. So, we think, no one's getting deplatformed from Twitter anymore, or managing to keep your Instagram account and stuff. But what you don't realise is you're still getting totally shadow banned.
Totally, yeah.
Like there's no one else seeing your stuff apart from the people that are already in your group, which don't matter anyway because they've seen it all already.
They don't even see it, Matt. They don't even see it. And people in my group don't even see it. Right. They've stopped Liberty Tactics posting direct from Liberty Tactics site to Facebook. Nobody sees anything. I've had to go somewhere else and open on a different computer a brand new email address, all on a completely nothing linked to my home. I opened it somewhere else to make new accounts just to try and get seen so this podcast-a-thon can be seen.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's a fight. It's a war, isn't it? It's a war.
It is a war. And it does mean we're winning, as horrible and annoying and frustrating as it is, right? They're scared to a degree. Same as the reason they won't let Kim. So Kim was meant to be on Channel 4, wasn't she? Did you see the email she had off
No.
Right. So January, ITV went down to Kim on Aberafon Beach, right? And they did a piece that they were supposed to put out this was the beginning of January. They still haven't put it out because Kim's too clever. Every time they ask her a question, she'll answer in a certain way. So she knows they can take stuff out, but they can't add anything, right? So they don't know what to do.
There'll be nothing left.
Exactly.
So they don't know what to do. Well, the same thing, very similar thing has happened with Channel 4. So she did an interview with them last week, I think it was, or the week before. And she recorded all of it, of course. And Phil was there. He recorded it as well. And they put a tiny little clip on their social media. It's about ADHD and the drag queen, right? So this clip, I think, has massively backfired on Channel 4 because they tried to use the bit that they thought maybe Kim would come off looking bad, but it didn't work. So all of their other videos have had like 4,000 views, whatever. This one's had 160,000 views. And what they were going to do was put the full version on Sunday. So we're waiting Saturday night now, right? Okay, we get ready to jump on this, get it sent everywhere. She has an email off the blog. Oh, we are sorry. Some breaking news has come in and we're not going to be able to play it tomorrow. Well, number one, what do you mean this is the breaking news? This is the biggest news. Number two, they're frightened to death. Look, they don't know they know if they put it on there, it's gonna twist it the other way, and they can't afford to do that. So they come up with
they'll just get in trouble as well, though, from their bosses, won't they? And it'll be like, how on earth did you let this go out? You can see it.
Channel 4, though, they've brought in that naked education. It is absolutely abhorrent.
I've not seen
naked.
That.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I've seen it.
Playing clips throughout the night, actually, on the but it's on at 7 o'clock in the evening, 7 p.m. on Channel 4. They take a group of men from all ages, different ages, mainly over 30s.
And women, I think it's both in there.
And women, and take them so they undress in front of a classroom of 12-year-olds.
Naked in front of them.
And stand full frontal in front of a class.
Why?
Because they're saying it's about body positivity.
I phoned Ofcom and said this is absolutely disgusting. It isn't up on web, so Ofcom on their homepage have all their main things that people are complaining about. It wasn't up there. I phoned Channel 4. I wrote a complaint, and I got back that it was all done in the name of education, and they couldn't understand why I was making a fuss about this. It was shocking.
Well, they lied. They said they had 100 complaints. I don't believe that for a minute. I reckon they had loads more because loads of people were complaining about that.
The media lies about everything we know.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
100 people protesting when there's like 100,000 there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We're actually doing it. There's an event going on in London, Matt. I don't know if you're around that weekend. We're all going to be up there, all of PCP, on the 17th of May.
It's a midweek. It's not a weekend. It's a Wednesday.
I'm away.
Oh, you're away.
I'm in Ibiza.
Yeah, he's in Ibiza.
Oh,
shit. It's so shit. I'm going to Ibiza.
I do try and go to some of these things. I went to the ULEZ thing a couple of weeks ago.
Did you?
That was interesting. Yeah, I made the point of getting up there.
Good.
It's just, what's the other one on there? Naked Attraction, is it? I don't know whether that's Channel 4 or whatever.
All I know is Naked Education, and
that's it. Naked Education is
on there every week.
It's ridiculous. So they don't do that every week though, surely?
Yeah.
Why would they do that every week?
I thought it was a one-off. Oh,
no, I think it was a couple. I think it was over 3 weeks. Hang on, I'll have a quick look. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I only saw a bit of one of them, and I didn't know if it was like a one-off thing. But they know what they're doing. Look, it's called desensitizing the child. So usually in a victim,
but hold on. If that is something that you need to do, so it's with a certain age group, you want to teach people how bodies are going to look when they're a bit older. You've only got to show them a picture. You have to put it on telly.
Exactly. Or a diagram.
You put it on.
You don't need to do it.
Do you know what the Devon Live? So Devon, like, you've got Wales Live or Cardiff, whatever. So they're all owned by the Mirror Group. Right. So that we obviously know what the Mirror Group, they are totally for the agenda. I've just come up and on Devon Live, Channel 4's Naked Education. Viewers of Devon praise the powerful episodes.
They're full of shit. What? No, they didn't. They just lie.
But why put it on telly though? Why put it on telly though? So if you need to do that, do it in a classroom with the kids of the right age. If that's even a thing, I would probably say no.
No, I would say no, because you don't know as well the gratification these adults are getting from that either. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like no way. Yeah.
But I'm not a teacher, so benefit of the doubt there. But why would you put it on? The main thing is, why would you put it on telly so that then much younger kids?
It's 7 o'clock of an evening. Why not put it after 9 o'clock?
Yeah, they know, because they know kids are going to still be up, so they're going to catch them too, and they need to hit all the kids.
I know a lot
of the ones in that classroom.
When we were in Wales, when we were in Cardiff for the court case, though, we're going to have to go soon. We're running out of time. But I know the children are waking up, because I recorded them. I didn't film them. I just their voices were recorded. I asked them about what they thought about this education, and they said it's a joke. They're trying to bring it in, and no kids are taking it seriously. Very few. Yeah. Like the teenagers. Good. The teenagers are taking the piss out of it.
Yeah.
Well, you can see all that sort of stuff online anyway, can't you? It's not like, I don't know, it's not like the old days where you didn't really get to see anything like that. It was naughty to see a magazine or whatever. Anyway, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just weird. Just weird. Show it to, if the kids even need to, which I very much doubt they do. No, just show it to them.
Exactly.
Telly.
They know what they're doing.
Glad I don't watch telly anymore.
An agenda. No, me neither. But unfortunately, the kids do, see, and that's it. They can't even get away from it.
They do. There's certainly. I don't personally believe kids are going to come in from school and go and sit down and watch a program about naked education after school. I don't believe that.
They're probably on their devices, and they don't even know.
Like, they want to watch that. Do you know what I mean? So. It's pushing the agenda. It's Channel 4. It's woke. It's evil.
I don't see why the kids would even want to watch it anyway. Really, a bunch of older people.
They want to do that when they can go there and play Fortnite or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Matt, come on, what's up? We have to, what's going on with you at the moment? And you're. I know you're off away. And thank you again for coming on and supporting us again.
That's all right.
Cheers, Matt.
With you.
Good time. I'm just cracking on, really busy with work and stuff, with DJing, lots of music going on. I'm just like in a constant flow of getting stuff done at the moment. The Ibiza thing is a huge one coming up. That's in 3 weeks' time from now, which will be which just a couple of days ahead of the weekender. Trying to support the causes as much as I can. Like I'm part of the Together Declaration, so I'm trying to stay involved with them and sort of help them push forward. Obviously with yourselves as well. Just do my bit. I'm trying, I don't let it take over my life, because
you could end up like us.
Yeah. Well, but at the same time, I don't let it take over my life because I feel that I've got a lot of people that sort of tune into what I do and stuff. So if I could just do little things like this and help out, it's better for me to have a lot of people to then sort of speak to.
You do more
outside of this, because if I just focused on sort of trying to save the world, then that following will probably drop off. So
it will.
I'm sure they get fed up. I think some of them get fed up with me anyway, ranting on, but ranting on all constantly.
Yeah, you do.
Really do. You do, and it's so appreciated. You do more than. So
yeah, look, and like I keep saying, I'm very positive. So I think we also need to do positive things rather than just talking about the bad, what's going on.
Yes.
We need to actually work to create something better. Yeah. Together, and other people I'm sure as well, were talking about creating a parallel sort of parallel universe, but like a parallel sort of way of life. So rather than just keep complaining about these people that are trying to bring in these 15-minute cities and want us to go digital, and the idea and that is just actually let's get a bunch of us together and create something different, and then once that's better, then actually a lot of the people from the other side who are like getting reeled in an alternative, we'll actually think, actually looks all right over there, it's a bit more free, it's a bit more people smiling a bit more over that side. Let's go and join in.
Their genitals intact.
Yeah, they're not going fucking trying to show everyone their genitals as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Matt, thank you so much, everyone. Slipmatt's. We're going to play out a mix now that he's very kindly done for us. I do this sneakily just so I can get all his music for free. You see, keep asking me to send mixes in. I've got a nice a little playlist now. But no, thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you, Matt.
Lovely to speak to you both. Thank you.
And you'll be back on soon.
Good luck with everything as well. I really do hope that people can be generous.
Share like our promo video maybe on, and that would be amazing.
Yeah, no, cool. I just stick your hands in your pockets if you can, if you've got a couple of quid to spare, because it's certainly for a good cause.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Matt. Cheers, Liv.
Hey, Slipmatt Nelson. Thank you, darling.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.